Say again?
You don't come to our show.
Well, listen, Ben, I'm in the UK now, so we're going to start somewhere, and this is the beginning of maybe something new. But I'm Kevin Garcia, a.k.a. the Puerto Rican Kid KG. This is Fight Hype. For those of us in America who may not be familiar, let me introduce you to Boxer CEO, Ben Shalom. Ben, I got to ask you questions that the American fans are interested in what your answers would be. So let's get right into it. You know, you're somebody who spearheaded a big movement in women's boxing just recently. A couple years ago, you put on a big card, all women's card, you know, a notable one in the Savannah Marshall-CLARESSA Shields fight. What are your thoughts on this women's fight that's happening in New York City in a few months? And do you feel like people forget, hey, because they're making a big, you know, a big splash, there's a lot of noise around this all women's card, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. Do you think people forget that you did this and you did it in a big way?
Look, when I see people promoting women's boxing, I'm happy. You know, it's been so hard to sometimes. I don't think anything will ever top Shields Marshall. It was absolutely huge over here. It was the highest ever viewed women's sporting event on Sky they've ever had. A lot of our fighters have gone on to massive, massive things. We think we've got the strongest female stable out there. Caroline Dubois, Lauren Price, the ones coming through, Carrie Sartingstall, the ones that we think will unify the division. But it's great to see now it being taken seriously in the US, because that's where we've had the problem. Michaela Mayer, Claressa Shields, where the biggest fights happening? They were happening on boxer shows in the UK, because the US weren't supporting the big nights and the big fights. So to now see it happening over stateside, I'm happy. That's what we need, and it's great to see, because it's only going to grow the sport.
For sure. You don't think that Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor 3 has the potential to overcome that CLARESSA Shields Savannah Marshall card, or no?
I think we've seen it. Look, I'm happy it's happening. It's a third of them. The first was unbelievable. The second was great. Netflix is great, and that's what makes it big, and that's what makes it big for women's boxing. It's not about watch one and this one and that one. It's happening. There's women's boxing on Netflix. Let's celebrate that.
For sure, for sure. Okay, so speaking about women's boxing, you have 3 title holder Lauren Price at in your stable at 147 pounds, and of course on the American side, holding that other belt is Michaela Mayer, somebody like you said you've done work with before. She's been on a boxer card. What are your thoughts about that fight actually coming to fruition this year? It's a big fight, it's undisputed.
I think it's going to happen. We're in talks already. Both sides want it. Top rope are up for it. We're ready. It's just a question of Vegas or Cardiff. But it will happen next, I'm convinced. It's the only fight to make. The 2 best in the division, coming off 2 great wins, both of them. And I believe it will happen in the summer, very, very soon.
Gotcha. Obviously, you're backing your fighter, no doubt about it. What kind of trouble you think Michaela Mayer's in for in a fight with Lauren Price?
Listen, Michaela, I actually thought in that second Sandy Ryan fight that was the best I'd seen her at the weight, and I think she's now got used to the weight, so she's going to be a big problem. But Lauren Price, technically, physically, everything, mentally, her footwork, she's the most complete fighter I've ever seen from in the female sport. She's the one I believe that can beat CLARESSA Shields. She's that good. So look, what Michaela has on Lauren is experience, is the big fight experience. She's been there and done it in the professional game. Lauren's very early in her professional career. That's what makes it such an exciting fight. But for me, Lauren could go down as one of the greatest that we've ever seen, and it's early days, but that's what we expect.
We don't want to put the cart ahead of the horse here, but let's say that happens. Michaela Mayer, Lauren Price, Lauren wins, she's successful. Is that something you would push for? Would you like to see? Because CLARESSA said 154 is her bottom weight. She can't get lower than that.
Yeah, no, look. Idea for Lauren, clean up a 147, have the biggest fights we can possibly have, and then just run through the division. We want to make history with Lauren Price. You look at what Katie Taylor's done in Ireland, that's what Lauren Price can do in Wales. She's a proud Welsh girl. She's got a huge fan base already that we've already been to and sold out an arena. But she's got the ability to go through every division. She fought, I think, in the Olympics at the middleweight. She's ready to go, and that's where I see the Price Shields fight happening down the line.
Gotcha. Last question about women's boxing. Who do you think is the face of women's boxing? Who is the GOAT, so to speak?
CLARESSA Shields for me.
Hands down?
Will be hands down, and I think any disrespect you give to CLARESSA, you need to think again. She's done unbelievable for the sport, and I respect her a lot.
For sure, for sure. Last question for you. Chris Eubank Jr., of course, he said that if he were to lose this fight, it's retirement. He can't see himself losing to Conor Benn. It's that important to him. Let's talk about it the other way. If he wins at 160 pounds, you have Carlos Adames, you got Lara, you got Janabek. What kind of moves do you want to see Chris make when he wins this fight?
Look, we got a 2-fight deal, so this fight's going to happen twice, whatever happens. I think after that it's the Canelo fight. That's a fight I want to make. That's a fight Turkey wants to make. Canelo's never fought in the UK. I know that will be an ambition of his for his legacy, for everything. The UK is for me the home of boxing. You come here and you sell out stadiums consistently. I know he does that back home, but I think Chris Eubank Jr brings a lot to the table. He's the biggest star we have out here outside the heavyweight division, and after 2 Conor Benn fights, he's going to be hot property, and hopefully we can make that fight.
Gotcha. I lied. Last question. Who gave him the egg?
Definitely not me. That's all I know.
Cheers, mate. Hey, thank you. Hopefully we see you at more boxer events in the near future.
Thank you, bro.
Kevin Garcia, Fight Hype. We out.